Somewhere in the Middle East, long before headlines appear on television screens, radar operators are already watching the sky. The screens show lines, speeds, and trajectories, mathematical signatures of objects moving hundreds of kilometers away. In modern warfare, war doesn't begin with soldiers crossing borders. It begins with signals. And in early 2026, those signals suddenly intensified when reports emerged of a massive Iranian missile strike aimed toward Israel, sending shockwaves through military command centers from Tel Aviv to Washington and across NATO planning rooms in Europe. Because what happened was more than another regional flare-up. It was a moment that forced analysts to ask a much bigger question. Has the Middle East entered a new phase of strategic escalation? For years, tensions between Iran and Israel have simmered beneath the surface. Cyber attacks, covert operations, shadow conflicts in Syria, targeted assassinations, and proxy confrontations across Lebanon, Iraq, and Yemen have all formed part of a long and complicated geopolitical struggle. Yet direct missile exchanges between the two countries have remained relatively rare, precisely because both sides understand how quickly such confrontations could spiral beyond control. But now the situation appears to be shifting. According to multiple regional reports and open-source monitoring networks, a wave of Iranian ballistic missiles and drones was launched toward Israeli territory following a period of heightened tensions in the region. Air defense systems across Israel activated almost immediately. Sirens echoed across major cities. Interceptors launched into the night sky as military command centers began tracking dozens of incoming objects moving at extremely high speeds. For Israel, this was not merely another security alert. It was a real-time test of its entire multi-layered missile defense architecture. Israel has spent decades building one of the most advanced air and missile defense networks in the world. Systems like Iron Dome, designed to intercept short-range rockets, operate alongside David's Sling for medium-range threats and the Arrow missile defense system for long-range ballistic missiles. Together, these systems create a layered defensive shield intended to intercept threats at multiple stages of flight. But even the most advanced defensive network faces a fundamental challenge: saturation. Modern missile warfare increasingly focuses on overwhelming defenses with numbers. Ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and drones can be launched simultaneously from different directions, forcing defenders to prioritize targets and allocate interceptors carefully. Every interception requires time, sensors, and expensive defensive missiles. If too many incoming threats appear at once, even sophisticated systems can become strained. This is precisely the scenario military analysts have long warned about in relation to Iran's missile doctrine. Over the past 2 decades, Iran has invested heavily in developing one of the largest missile arsenals in the Middle East. Unlike global powers such as the United States, Iran does not maintain extensive overseas military bases or a large modern air force capable of projecting power globally. Instead, its strategy has focused on asymmetric deterrence, building large inventories of ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and drones capable of striking regional targets if conflict erupts. These systems vary widely in range and capability. Short-range ballistic missiles designed for nearby targets coexist with medium-range systems capable of traveling more than 1,000 kilometers. Some missiles emphasize accuracy improvements, while others focus on maneuverability or penetration aids designed to complicate interception attempts. Iranian military doctrine often frames these capabilities as a form of strategic insurance, ensuring that any attack on Iranian territory could trigger a costly response across the region. But when missiles begin flying, reality turns into theory very quickly. Reports from the early hours of the incident indicated that Israeli air defense units were actively engaging multiple incoming targets. Interceptors streaked across the sky, while early warning systems directed civilians toward shelters in several areas. Military spokespersons confirmed that defensive operations were underway, but initially provided limited details regarding the exact number of missiles or their interception rates. This is typical in the first hours of any major military exchange. Information arrives slowly, often fragmented, and governments carefully control public statements while operations are still unfolding. But beyond the immediate battlefield, the geopolitical consequences began unfolding almost instantly. Inside NATO capitals, defense analysts and intelligence officials closely monitored the developments. The Middle East may not be NATO's central theater of operations, but instability in the region can rapidly affect global security calculations, from energy markets to military deployments and alliance commitments. A large-scale missile exchange between Iran and Israel introduces several dangerous possibilities. First, escalation. If attacks continue or intensify, regional actors could become involved. Groups aligned with Iran in Lebanon, Iraq, Syria, or Yemen might increase their activities, while Israel could respond with broader military operations aimed at Iranian infrastructure or allied forces across the region. Second, great power involvement. The United States maintains a significant military presence in the Middle East, including naval forces, air bases, and missile defense installations designed to protect both American personnel and regional allies. Any conflict that threatens those assets could draw Washington more directly into the situation. Third, economic shockwaves. The Middle East sits at the center of global energy supply routes, including the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow maritime corridor through which a significant portion of the world's oil shipments passes. Even the perception of instability in this region can cause oil prices to surge, affecting economies far beyond the immediate conflict zone. For NATO planners observing from Europe, these dynamics create an uncomfortable strategic picture. While the alliance remains heavily focused on developments in Eastern Europe and the ongoing confrontation with Russia, instability in the Middle East can quickly complicate broader security planning. Air defense inventories, naval deployments, and intelligence assets may suddenly face competing priorities across multiple theaters. This is why some analysts describe moments like this as strategic stress tests. They reveal how resilient military systems, alliances, and deterrence doctrines really are when events begin moving faster than diplomacy. For Israel, the situation presents a different set of calculations. Israeli defense doctrine has long emphasized deterrence through technological superiority, intelligence dominance, and rapid response capabilities. Maintaining air superiority and effective missile defense is considered essential for national survival in a region where potential threats can emerge from multiple directions simultaneously. Every large-scale missile exchange therefore becomes more than a tactical confrontation. It becomes a test of credibility, both for Israeli defenses and for the broader deterrence structure designed to discourage future attacks. At the same time, Israeli leaders must weigh the risks of escalation carefully. Retaliation is a central element of deterrence, but large-scale retaliation could push the region toward a much wider conflict involving multiple actors. Iran, for its part, often frames missile operations as responses to perceived aggression or violations of sovereignty. Iranian officials frequently emphasize that their missile program exists primarily as a deterrent against external military pressure. Yet critics argue that such capabilities also increase the risk of rapid escalation during moments of crisis. This strategic ambiguity has defined the Iran-Israel rivalry for years. Both sides possess powerful capabilities, both sides believe deterrence is necessary, and both sides understand that a full-scale war would carry devastating consequences for the entire region. which is why many global observers reacted to the latest developments with a mixture of alarm and cautious restraint. Within hours of the reported missile launches, diplomatic channels across Europe, the United Nations, and several regional governments began urging de-escalation. Statements emphasized the need to prevent the situation from spiraling into a broader war. Energy markets reacted almost immediately. Even limited missile exchanges in the Middle East can trigger volatility in oil prices as traders anticipate potential disruptions to supply routes. Military forces across the region also increased alert levels. Naval patrols intensified in key maritime corridors. Air defense units monitored regional airspace more closely. Intelligence agencies worked to verify the scale of the attacks and assess whether additional strikes might follow. Despite the tension, analysts also note an important pattern in many Middle Eastern confrontations. Escalation often occurs in bursts rather than continuous escalation. Missile exchanges may be followed by periods of intense diplomatic pressure,